So if you couldn't tell, I kinda need to shave. And I was going to before I got on camera, but then I thought to myself, I'm reviewing the Borderlands movie. Who's gonna give a fuck? So today, you're getting unshaved, underdressed Trev, who does not give a fuck. As for a cold opening that ties more into the movie, I got nothing. I have nothing. I'm kind of dumbfounded right now. Also, stay tuned towards the end of this video for a big announcement. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this.
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault. And if you go hunting for it, you'd better take any help you can get.
Borderlands! It's Borderlands! Returning to her home planet, an infamous outlaw forms an unexpected alliance with a team of unlikely heroes. Ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka, ooga, ooga. Together, they battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to find a missing girl who holds the key to unimaginable power. Missing my ass! They find her in the first 2 minutes with no explanation whatsoever. So let's get this out of the way. I don't know a goddamn thing about these games. Hell, I didn't even know they existed until this movie was coming out. That's how unaffiliated with them I am. So originally, my plan was, if I was only to get to review one movie this week, I was going to review It Ends With Us because I thought that movie looked so much worse. But then yesterday, around noon, today is Friday, yesterday was Thursday, sometime around noon, the Rotten Tomatoes score was dropped for Borderlands, and I'm not making this up. It only had a whopping 3%. So I was all like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go see that. So I put up a poll asking you guys which one you'd rather see a review of if I only got to review one. And you sons of bitches sent my ass to Borderlands. And at the time of recording this, I still have yet to see It Ends With Us, but I'd still like to do a review if I could get to it. Now going into Borderlands, despite knowing the Rotten Tomatoes score, I still tried to go in open-minded and thought, it can't be that freaking bad. It's that freaking bad! Oh my god! I think one thing is very obvious about this movie. Eli Roth, the director of this movie, really wanted to make Thanksgiving, and he poured his heart and soul into making that movie. That movie that is based off of a fake trailer from another movie. But when it comes to Borderlands, it feels more like he was asked to direct it and he didn't give a rat's fuck because he was getting paid either way. Any fellow film critics watching this who hated the Super Mario Brothers movie, you are going to take that back after watching this piece of shit. So last week I reviewed Harold and the Purple Crayon, and in that review, I at one point said, even if you don't know the original source material, something doesn't feel right. I gotta take that back for Harold and apply that to this movie because despite not knowing anything about these games, I immediately realized that something was completely off here. And the first aspect I realized with that was the characters. I know not a damn thing about any of these characters, but it was right when Cate Blanchett showed up that I thought, she looks and talks like she is way too old to be playing this kind of character. Well, come to find out that aside from the character Tina, everyone in the video games is either in their 20s and 30s. Someone in Hollywood needs to be fired and should never be able to work there ever again. So yeah, I guess when we're on the subject, what the hell is Cate Blanchett doing in this movie of all things? She is an Oscar-winning actress, and she said yes to this piece of shit? Either someone has some really bad blackmail on her, or she is in some very deep trouble to where she needed the money badly. That is the only reason I can come up with for why she's in this movie. And throughout the entire movie, everyone sounds like they have no idea what they're talking about, but I'll get more into that in a minute. The only one out of these characters who seems accurate to the game is Tina, played by Ariana Greenblatt, and she also feels like she's the only one having fun with this. And the other thing I quickly realized is that this is very much a poor man's, no, a homeless man's ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, and it doesn't stop there, because it will constantly rip off every popular sci-fi movie you've ever seen, because it ain't got an original bone in its body, even down to the robot, who's got an important hologram message for the quote-unquote chosen one. There's also a scene where they gotta track someone down for some important information, so they go to the movie's version of Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, and they team up with Jamie Lee Curtis, who looks eerily similar to a female version of the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy. What the matter with this film? And boy, you can tell that this is from the same studio that released Expendables 4, because this movie is filled to the brim with the most noticeable green screen I have seen in a while, and it's especially noticeable anytime somebody is flying. And just like Expendables 4, or as they used to call it, Expendables, it's got some god-awful effects to the point of looking cartoony. But the thing with this movie's effects and looking cartoony is that this is a very cartoony movie, but it's just not fun and engaging enough to warrant its effects to look like that, so they just look bad in general. But one of the biggest problems with this movie is that I ain't got the slightest clue who this is made for. Fans of the games are just gonna downright hate this, and newcomers are gonna be confused mostly because everything is so poorly explained and edited that halfway through the movie, I completely forgot the logistics of what was going on. Eventually, all I knew was that we gotta find this fucking vault and that Ariana Greenblatt is the key to opening it or something. I don't fucking care. I knew so little about these characters that I just didn't care. I just gave up even paying a lick of attention. And throughout the movie, the actors all talk like this is a paycheck movie because I'm assuming at one point they realized that this shit was ridiculous and they sounded like they had no idea the context of what they were talking about. The movie also has such horrible editing that we start off by introducing 3 of the main characters, but they give so little bit of context that we have no idea who they are or why they matter. And while we're talking about the characters once again, Claptrap is fucking annoying! I don't know what this character is like in the games, but he got on my last nerves really fucking quick. Every fucking minute, he's making some stupid ass joke that even your 5-year-old would say is stupid. He passes a vending machine and goes, "Hey, yo, what up, sugar chips?" And then they're in a chase of some kind, and he's all like, "Holy underwear!" I can see why the characters kept shooting at him constantly. But don't do that, because then he'll just shit all the bullets out. Because this movie's for your fucking 2-year-old. You know when you watch a YMS video and he says, "This is a baby movie for babies. Babies are made for this movie. This is a baby movie." I get it. I finally get what he means by that. It's like that scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's like, "Oh my God, I get it."
Oh my God. I get it.
And I don't know if this is accurate to the games, probably not, but they constantly will throw out stupid dirty joke after stupid dirty joke. One character gets dogpiled by a bunch of guys he ends up killing, and once he's under all the dead bodies, he says, "Oh my God, this is a terrible orgy." Stop it! Just stop it! Then there's a bit where they go through a place called Piss Wash, they get covered in piss, and then someone says something about a shower. Get it? You get it? You get it? It's funny because, like, he means a golden shower. It's funny because it's too early for this fucking shit. It's goddamn 10:50 in the morning, and I'm talking about the goddamn Borderlands movie. I don't care. Well, is there anything positive I could say about this movie? I already kind of did. Ariana Greenblatt was having fun. She seemed like the only one who gave a crap. I guess the costume designs were cool. I don't know how accurate to the game they are, though. And I'll just say it, kind of a spoiler, once they do find the vault, it is very underwhelming, because it's supposed to be filled with, like, all this alien technology and these big guns and shit. I don't know what it was supposed to be filled with, but you know what it was just filled with? Floating versions of the cube from the first Transformers movie. Yay! Well, no surprise here, Borderlands fucking sucks. Everyone tried to warn me months in advance, and they were right. If you're a fan of the game, avoid this at all costs. If you know nothing about the games like me, also avoid this at all costs. The editing is terrible, the effects are atrocious, everyone is miscast, it's boring, and you literally can watch the first Guardians of the Galaxy and get a much better experience. And I'm not joking when I say this, I thought this was much worse than Madam Web. I'm not making that up. Madam Web is bad on every meaning of the word, but it was memorably and hilariously bad. This is just forgettably bad. And I'm gonna give Borderlands an F. Fuck this movie! And this kind of makes me sad because I've given like 3 Fs this year and not a single A+. I think for the rest of the year, what I'm going to do, anytime I go see a new movie, depends on what it is, I'm just gonna imagine it as Deadpool and Wolverine, because I would love to be watching that over this piece of shit. And yes, I could hear it playing next door during this movie. Now, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I put up a poll asking you guys which movie you'd like to see a review from me of, and Borderlands won, but I'm still gonna do It Ends With Us. But recently, I've only been able to do like maybe 1 movie a week, sometimes 2. It really just depends on my schedule. But I think for right now, unless something changes, I'm gonna put up a poll every week asking you guys which movie you'd like to see a review from me of for that week of like what's coming out. So like next weekend we got Alien Romulus and the Ryan's World movie. Knowing you assholes, I know which one you're gonna send me to. So I guess for a while, like around every Monday, I'll put up a poll asking you guys which one you'd like to see a review of, and then I'll try to go see that movie if I can make it to it. But usually when I pick what movie I'm going to review, it's either going to be the one that no one's talking about, the one I have more to say about, or if there's only one movie during the week, like how a couple weeks ago we only had Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm of course going to talk about that one. Now as for the big announcement, which I guess what I just said was a big announcement, I made something, you guys. I didn't want to, but I did. I made an Instagram account. Yep, you heard that right. I have an Instagram account now, but it is strictly for the YouTube channel, and it is only for the YouTube channel because I really want this channel to go somewhere, so I'm really trying to promote it in any way that I can. So if you like, go follow me on Instagram at Trev's Movies or Trev's Movies 202, and at the time recording this, I only made this like less than 24 hours ago. So yeah, it's like brand freaking new. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, and I'll be back later with more reviews on probably better movies. See ya then.